Hey ladies, a lot of women and men can sense you're different before you even say a word to them. It is this unspoken energy, this unspoken aura that you walk with that a lot of beautiful women, chosen ones, neurodivergent stars walk with, and it is something that they can't really put a name or face to. And so today I want to discuss how to maneuver in a world that senses you're different and then sometimes will treat you accordingly because of your difference. I know when it comes to my neurodivergent girlies, we are no stranger to this phenomenon because we automatically sometimes have a resting B face. Sometimes we're very to ourselves, so some of us are shy. You will always have this aura of self-assurance. Something to keep in mind, ladies, is when it comes to neurodivergent people or just reserved, introverted people, when you are to yourself and you're quiet a lot and you don't feel the need to speak often, you understand one of the laws of power is to be slower to speak and quicker to listen. You will intimidate people around you because you have this quiet confidence. It's not loud, it's not in your face, and it's not really searching for approval or validation. And in hierarchy spaces, validation and seeking validation is seen as the norm. So when you're not doing that, you're going to draw attention to yourself and people are going to be curious about you because they're like, why does she look like this? Or why is she so stunning and so magnetic and so polarizing, but she's also not even saying a word? Like, it blows their mind that you can be so interesting without even saying a word, and people automatically sense that you're different when they notice this about you. Because you don't fall into hierarchy thinking, you can walk into a room and you could be by yourself, and that alone is a telltale sign that you are different than the rest. Some people need crowds around them. They need lots and lots of people around them to feel like they are somebody, to feel like they are powerful and they are large and in charge. But when you can strut and walk yourself into a room and you are just unapologetically and fearlessly yourself, and you don't really care if people are perceiving you, you don't care if people are judging you, you kind of just flow, it sends a very loud alert to neurotypicals, to narcissists, to people who are just average and mediocre, that there's something special about you. I know for myself, I definitely have ADHD, and I know that I've always been a lone wolf, not because I wanted to, but just because I've never really gotten along with big groups of women and been able to, maintain those types of relationships. And so I tend to go everywhere by myself. Where people would go bring their girls to the nail salon, I'm showing up by myself. Where people would go to the gym with a gym buddy, I'm showing up by myself. Where people would go to a restaurant when I was single, I would go sit down at a restaurant by myself. Are these things uncomfortable? Absolutely. Do you feel awkward sometimes? Yeah, absolutely. I'm human. But the difference is I don't care to make myself feel comfortable by inviting unnecessary company along with me so that I can feel some type of comfort. I have always been the type of girl that involuntarily was alone, so I naturally learned how to survive, how to thrive, how to be in spaces by myself. And I think that threatens a lot of people who thrive on having lots of people around them in social settings that require groups and pairs. Those people tend to do really well in those settings. So that's just one thing I noticed that draws a lot of attention to me without me even trying, is that if I just walk into a space that's really meant for pairs or multiples and I'm by myself, people are like, oh, who does she think she is? Or, wow, that's so crazy that she's by herself. And, it's like they watch you even harder because they want to see if you're uncomfortable by being by yourself. And it's like, I am not. I'm actually very much at peace. I actually prefer this life, and you should try it sometime. You know what I mean? Another thing that I notice when it comes to people perceiving your energy and sensing you're different, they can sense in your body language that you're different. A lot of people, upon meeting beautiful women, they're going to be eyeing you up and down. They're going to be searching for a flaw. Absolutely going to be searching for a flaw. So if you come into a space where people are staring, people are perceiving, people are whispering and pointing, people are cutting their eyes at you, if you can remain calm and remain firm, when I say remain calm and remain firm, I mean you don't look uncomfortable because people are staring. You will shock a lot of people and they'll know immediately that, oh, she's not a little puppy, she's a big dog. She's not scared of her own power. She's not scared of us and us trying to intimidate her with stares and nasty looks. She is different. Once you can send that message with your body language, it becomes very clear to these people that you can't be messed with. You and them are two different people, because they could never take the pressure of being stared at, being perceived, and still look graceful and not second guess themselves. Beautiful women have to deal with that a lot. Beautiful women have to deal with people eyeing them a lot, people grilling them and staring them down and trying to intimidate them with looks and with eyeing them. And it just almost becomes like a sport as you get more seasoned in the game of being gorgeous. People will try to intimidate you with their stares. So if you can just stand firm and you notice that they're staring at you, and you're not quick to fix your hair, and you're not trying to, look at your phone and look in your camera to see if there's something on your face. If you just stand there and firmly be calm in who you are, it definitely sends a very loud, clear, energetic sign that you are different, that you know you're beautiful, you know you're that girl, and you're not bothered by people staring. You actually low-key welcome it and you're okay with it. That sends a very clear sign that you're not somebody who can be changed just because someone is perceiving you or watching you and trying to spew negativity with their evil eye. When it comes to men, men can sense you're different when you have boundaries. Believe it or not, ladies, there are a lot of women who have not shown certain men that they have standards and that they have boundaries. And so there is a lot of men who walk around very pompous and very full of themselves, in the sense that they think that women will just be falling at their knees, chasing them, and that they can get away with whatever they want. A lot of men have normalized bad behavior because, some women have normalized it for them. And, this is an accountability type of channel. So we're not coddling one side or the other. We're being brutally honest. So something I notice is that men will notice you're different if you hold them to a certain standard or boundary. And a lot of them will try to make you think that, having boundaries and standards is a bad thing. And, oh, you're thinking too deeply into things, or she's stuck up, she's paranoid, or whatever. Or they just try to, gaslight you and make you feel bad for having certain boundaries and standards. But when I tell you, low key, high key, they actually love that shit, because men respect boundaries when it comes to other men. Men respect standards when it comes to other men. So if women have standards and boundaries, they understand that you respect yourself, therefore they kind of have to come correct and respect you. That makes you so much different than the average girl who's out here just like letting him do what he wants because he's attractive, or because he has money, or because of his status, or just because he may have some good peen, okay? You'd be surprised, some people just won't care depending on what the man brings to the table. And so if you can be one of those women that no matter what is in front of you, you still stand firm in your boundaries and standards, you are going to stand out to that man. You're going to look interesting to that man. He's going to want to get to know you a little bit more. He's going to be intrigued by the fact that you can be reserved, you can withhold certain things, you can have a boundary or a standard. That is more respectable than someone who's just willy-nilly with it. And it sends a very clear and loud sign that you'll accept anything, you'll accept any type of treatment, any type of behavior, and you're not someone who deserves respect. Another silent indicator that tells people that you are that girl, that you are not to be messed with or played with, is people will be uncomfortable around you. That is another indicator that people can feel your energy. That is another silent indicator that people are able to feel your magnetism and your energy. Because if you can be in spaces and people act a fool around you, they act super uncomfortable, or they just start showing their ass for no reason, it's because they can sense your energy, they can sense your light, they can sense your power. So I just really do believe that whenever people come around you and they can't help but have strange outbursts, or they try to take you down a notch, or They just do unsolicited things. They try to do things to like get reactions out of you, or they just start fidgeting or acting uncomfortable. They suddenly can't sit still. That is a sign that your presence is so big and so loud that you literally shift people's dynamic internally. Like, people can't sit still when they're around you. They can't not fidget. They can't not mess with their hair. They can't keep their negativity to themselves. They have to say it out loud to you so that you hear it from them. People can't control their mouths and their thoughts when they get around you. It's really weird. So, ladies, these are some of my indicators and silent signs. Let me know your thoughts. What are some things that people have done around you or said around you that let you know that you were different and that made it very obvious that they were pretty mediocre and pretty ordinary? If you're ready to have one-on-one chats and conversations with me, hit the link in the bio, join Paperbell, where you can book personalized video responses from me to anything you're going through, anything you're experiencing, or anything you just want to rant and talk about. Let's connect. I'm so excited to get to know you on a deeper level and on a more personal basis. Drop down in the comments section. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. I'll also be leaving my email in the description box so you can share your stories there as well. Have a lovely day, ladies.